What's up, guys? Here are 3 things that'll help you pass your Border Patrol structured interview. So, guys, I'm just gonna get right into it. So, the first thing, and I got my notes handy with me, practice scenario questions in front of family and friends. That's the best thing you can do, right? One of the best things. And this is something that has also helped me be successful in my structured interview. And what it does is it's gonna put you in front of people. Like, you're gonna be forced to talk in front of other people, and you're gonna have to get used to just being in front of a panel. Because when you go do your interview, you're gonna be in front of a panel of Border Patrol agents. And for me, there was 3 Border Patrol agents that were asking me scenario questions, and so pretty much I have to practice with family members and also practicing with friends. That allowed me to gain more confidence. I was able to feel more and more comfortable. I mean, especially like a few years back, I was a lot more shy. I wasn't as vocal and as extroverted as I am right now. It took a while for me to kind of develop this characteristic within myself. And if you yourself, you're an introvert and you have a hard time speaking in front of people, and it's like totally kind of a nerve-wracking experience. And granted, when you go do an interview, in any job interview in general, you're gonna be a little nervous. It's totally normal. But the best thing that you can do for yourself is to just get used to practicing and being in front of people, and just being able to allow yourself to hear the questions, and you approach it as you're just having a normal conversation, and you want to be, very professional, very cordial, and the way you speak and the way you project your voice in a very calm but very confident demeanor will help your case as well. Because believe me, the agents know when they come in the interview, they do this all day. They interview people all day long, right? And then especially when they're interviewing, new candidates that are potential Border Patrol agents, they know that you're nervous. They all know you're nervous. But the thing is, you want to do your best to just mitigate that. You want to be strong, right? Like, you don't want to be cocky. You don't want to come in there thinking, man, I'm above everybody else, and I have this big ego, and I'm bringing that into the room. No, you want to project confidence and professionalism and being able to speak calmly in a calm demeanor, and that will help your case when you're practicing with your friends and your family. Have them ask you scenario questions. Have them ask you other questions that could be relevant, right? You want to be as prepared and as comfortable as possible. Okay? So that's the best thing you can do. Number 2, guys, is take your time. Okay? Just like what I was saying from the very, very beginning. However, you want to just hear what is being said. You want to listen to what they're asking you, right? Because they'll still repeat the question, but you want to be able to hear the question very clearly. And then what you're going to do is, let it absorb, and then just take your time answering it. You don't need to be in a rush. You don't need to be like trying to talk fast, because what they're doing is they're trying to see your reaction. They want to see your demeanor and how you're behaving, and what you're projecting to them when they ask you the question, right? So the best thing you can do for yourself is be as calm as possible. As calm and deliver professionally. That's all you can do, right? And then on top of that, the more time you take with the question, right? Like, and I'm not saying take your time in meaning like you just sit there and freeze for like 30 seconds, 60 seconds. No, you don't do that. Just absorb what is being said, listen, and then deliver your answer. That's it. Kind of like what I'm doing here, right? I'm slowing my speech down a little bit. I'm not saying you gotta talk like this, but just you have to go with what you're comfortable with, and just allow yourself to speak concisely and clearly, so that way the agents can understand and they can absorb what is being said as well. But with those two things in mind, they coincide very well. So you wanna practice, and the more practice you do with your friends and your family, it's gonna transfer when you go into interview with the agents. And then when the agents ask you the questions, you're taking your time. You're answering the questions, you're very calm, and you're confident. That's the key. Calm and confidence. Remember that. Write this down if you have to. Calm and confident. Okay? The last thing, this is number 3. Guys, very simple, right? Get your rest. Get your rest. And listen, I know it's going to be very tough, and especially the day before, even myself, like, it was very hard to get the rest. But what I did was I went to the gym, and then I went for a run. So I was actually active for like 2 to 3 hours. But what this did was it made me tired. So that way my body just wasn't up thinking all night, oh my gosh, like what the hell are these guys gonna ask me? What's this gonna be like? What it did is it kind of just numbed my nerves down a little bit, because I had all this blood from all this running and all this working out, and my body was able to respond very well to it. And just by the time I got into bed, I had a meal, and I went to sleep. And I got up early enough. I arrived like an hour before I got there, and I was good to go. But the rest plays a huge important role, because what it allows you to do is it allows you to be more cognitive, right? I mean, you're not going in there, you're not taking a science or a math test, but you're putting yourself in a mannerism where you're able to think on the spot, and you're able to absorb the questions that are being asked, and you're able to deliver with quality, calmly and confidently. All right? And that's the key. And that's why rest is important. Okay? Now, another thing I'm going to say, right? This is a bonus, but you want to make sure that how you are physically appearing on the interview, you want to make sure you're nice and groomed. You want to make sure that you are well put together and you look professional. You look like a federal agent going to work at that sector, that you're going to work for them. You're representing the Border Patrol. You're representing your sector. Think of it that way. Would you show up smelling like a nutsack, smelling like a homeless person, with your hair all crazy, dressing up in a freaking plain white t-shirt and looking like shit? No, of course not. They would turn your ass around and kick you out, as they should, because it's a professional environment, you guys. And a lot of people, believe it or not, they have issues with this. They wear the wrong stuff. I heard a story one time. I had someone I knew, and when he went to go do his interview for the sheriff's department, he showed up in jeans and flip-flops and a freaking button-up shirt. And you know what the guys did? He didn't even make it inside the building. He got stopped, and because one of the guards asked me, "You here for a test?" And they're like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Yeah," and they turned him around. And guys, they will do that. because they're not only, it's not about the interview itself, but they're observing how you act and how you are presenting yourself. The best, you want to be as professional, you want to be groomed, you want to look like a somebody. Don't go there showing up like a fucking loser. Show up like a fucking winner. I mean, look at me, you guys. I mean, I'm just recording a video. It's late at night, but still, for the sake of this video, I'm gonna look good for you guys, and I'm gonna dress accordingly, and my deliverance on camera is as it should be, deliberate, quality, confidence, and I am getting my statement across. Everything makes sense. Okay? So that's just a bonus, okay? But guys, keep these in mind. Take notes if you have to. If you have to pause and go back to take some notes, I would highly recommend you take some notes, okay? And I guarantee you guys, you do these things. They're very simple things, but guys, they go a long way. Because at the end of the day, you want to give yourself a shot. You want to get that verbal pass. You want to pass it, okay? So help yourself win, because I want you guys to win. All right? We all deserve a chance to win. Give yourself that shot. So anyways, guys, that's the video for today. If you guys like this video, hit that like button. Share this with anyone who needs to see this. You guys can always comment below for questions or reach out to my IG. I'm going to put all the links in the description. Guys, thanks for following along. Blessings. Peace.